KuroIruka minasan. Today we are gonna talk about Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 10. Before watching Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 10, you know the drill. We are gonna start with the trailer. Let's go. Interesting. Let's go. Let's go. Legend of King-Ohger. Okay, so this is really amazing because this trailer give us a kind of like a really clean scroll of the legend of King-Ohger, the legend of the ranger itself. And so without further ado, let us start from the beginning of the trailer and kind of like figure out what we can actually learn from this trailer at first. So we immediately start off with this amazing design of the 5 shoe god, the God Kuwagara, the God Tonbo, God Papillon, God Hachi, and God Kamakiri. These are all the shoe god that make up the King-Ohger itself. But if you actually notice, if you actually pay close attention, we actually see that these shoe god, all of these shoe god are actually in color. But you might be thinking yourself, like, why would Rackless actually say is that the Ohger Caliber 0 is the original caliber that was used in the past to kind of like take down the Bugnarak. But when we look at the scroll, it is actually in color. What is going on? So I have a theory is that the Ohger Caliber 0 is way older, like it is way older than what we actually assume it to be. Like it is not back in when Bugnarak was defeated using that how do I say that, what was I'm trying to say, like that Ohger Caliber 0 sword, but instead it might actually be used by the Bugnarak itself. And that is why it will also explain why the Bugnarak is looking for the greater guardian deity, because if you take notice, the color of the greater guardian deity are the same color scheme of the old Kuwagara, and even the same color as the King-Ohger 0. The King-Ohger 0 color scheme is black and gold, so it fits perfectly with the rest of the greater guardian deity itself. So I would assume the King-Ohger 0 are actually being used by the Bugnarak in the past itself. And if you use it without the royal blood, you are gonna turn into a Bugnarak, and that is exactly what happened to the humanity in the past. Like the Bugnarak, the people in the past uses the sword and they change themselves into Bugnarak, and that is why right now we actually get to see there's kind of like an argument between the two of them. But then again, that is just a theory. I could actually be wrong. But one thing that we need to pay close attention to in this drawing is the color of the horn for God Kuwagara. You see there's like 2 different color, one is red and one is silver. So I'm not so sure, like, what does this mean? Does this mean that the Kuwagara is the only one that actually have 2 different color and the rest of the rider doesn't actually have 2 different color? I'm not sure, okay, but let me know in the comment section below what do you actually think, and let me move on to the next thing, because the next thing is even crazy. Okay, we actually got this 3 guardian deity drawing, and if you look closely at the middle, we are not sure what is that purple thing. What is this purple thing, man? Like, what is this? What is this? At first I saw it, I actually said that this actually is the spider something, but I don't think this is the spider. But then again, I could be wrong. Maybe this is also a spider, but we need to look at it in a kind of like different perspective, something like that. Because if you actually take a look at this black thing in the center here, this one, this actually looks very similar to the key that we saw Spider Kumonos actually use, and this could actually be hinting at us that, hey, the Spider Kumonos might be the one that actually kind of like seal the greater guardian deity behind. Because remember, when the greater guardian deity was first introduced to us, we actually heard that the people actually say like the greater guardian deity hated humanity, they betray humanity, they abandon humanity, something like that. And there's definitely a reason why they are being portrayed in that manner, and they need to be someone that actually seal them away and lock them behind, something like that. So that is just kind of like a theory that I'm working on. I could be wrong, but then again, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Why is this put in the middle of these three greater guardian deity? There has to be a reason why, and this symbol has been appear in front of us for quite a long time. And when I look at this, if you take a look at this being the key of spider kimonos, then the rest of the purple thing would actually symbolize the sword that the spider kimonos actually use, because when he plunged the key into the sword, the spider legs actually came out, and it looks kind of similar to this drawing itself. Okay, but then again, I could be wrong. Like I said, everything I said is a theory. So let me move on to the next thing. Next, we get to see all the ranger fighting with the Bugnarak without henshin, and they are still hurt. Okay, so this I would assume is right after Gira face off with the Emperor of Bugnarak, and the rest of the ranger is gonna find their way back into action, something like that. But one thing that I forgot to mention in the previous episode is that we don't actually get to see Heraclius actually being taken down. We don't actually get to see a scene where the Emperor of Bugnarak managed to defeat Heraclius or failed to defeat Heraclius, something like that. He directly went to Gira and said, he went to Rita, I think he went to Rita and said that you are the final one, you are the final one. So I'm not sure why he actually said that, because it is quite obvious that he haven't defeated Gira and he haven't defeated Heraclius. But when he faced off against I think when he faced off against Rita, he said that you are the final one. So what does this mean? Does the Emperor of Bugnarak doesn't recognize the rest of the king as an official wielder of the Shoe God itself? Maybe there's like that he only recognized Gira and Heraclius to be the official user of the King-Ohger, something like that, and that is why we see that the Emperor of Bugnarak doesn't really take them into consideration, something like that. I could be wrong, and maybe the Emperor of Bugnarak is also looking for someone that is able to communicate with the Shoe God itself, or maybe the Emperor of Bugnarak also possess the ability to communicate with the Shoe Gods itself. We are not sure. Okay, like we still need to wait and see what is to come based on all the information we got. But let me move on to the next thing. We get to see Rita getting hurt and still walking hard, walking strong. This is really amazing, and she looks a little bit she still looks the same. Okay, she's just that her hair is like more messy, something like that. And then we get to see Himeno spinning around as beautiful as always, and we get to see Yanma kicking the shit out of random Bugnarak. And then I think we ended the trailer with the sword that all comes together. This is part of the opening song, if not mistaken. Like they show this and then they kind of like fade away, Luma crossfade, something like that, into something else. And then we get to see the legend King-Ohger making a return after so long. We finally get to see the full form of King-Ohger. Honestly speaking, I'm not a big fan. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this Megazord design. First is because it is a little bit too complicated. There's a lot of minor details that it looks beautiful, but it's complicated. It felt, I don't know why, but I just felt very tired looking at King-Ohger. I don't know why. Okay, but that is just my own opinion. I mean, like, you can take it whatever you want, but that is just my opinion. I felt like it is way too complicated, too many things. Okay, too many little details. And next we get to see legend King-Ohger fighting with a few Bugnarak at a few different locations. So I would assume that they are gonna be going from one nation to another to take down different Bugnarak's foes, something like that. But that is the the trailer, okay, the trailer of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 10. I am really excited to see this episode. Part of the reason is because like I just really want to see the Ohsama Sentai unit finally working together as a team. They no longer try to sabotage one another, and they are really gonna face off like the real villain here. They are finally gonna take the Bugnarak more seriously, because the moment that you still have internal fighting means that you still views your own personal gain more important than the threat outside. That would mean that the threat outside is not strong enough, and one of the way to kind of unite the entire nation is a common enemy. So if the Bugnarak is strong enough to become a common enemy for the rest of the kingdom, that would actually forces them to work together, something like that. It actually reminds me of the Gundam series Double O, where the celestial being actually became the common enemy for the entire world, so that the entire world actually finally achieved war peace when the celestial being became the common enemy for the rest of humanity, something like that. So this is really amazing. But that is all from me. Hope you enjoy, and I don't know, man. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.